gather around, everyone. Make yourself comfortable. This is the Nordic Takedown episode 120. We are wrapping up the end of the tournament season this weekend for at least us in Scandinavia with the Nordic Championships, which we are going to try to stream live for you. You're going there, Jonah. Let's talk a little bit about the week in gaming we've had just in a second. Before that, this episode, we're going to talk, of course, a lot about the live stream we just had with some updates to organized play. And just that's fun to get to see what season 2 is going to be now where we're really closing in on the season 1 part. And then we're going to talk about the different formats that we have in the game and see what we think about them and what we like. So let's start by just checking out what you guys been up to. Jonah, how's your preparations coming along for the Nordic Championship?
They are, I'm going to say good, even though they don't exist. But they're good. I mean, I've been pretty open about having a lot of fun with Krennic since Prague. But mostly now having fun with playing with new cards. Cards from Ashes. And it looks really fun. We're definitely going to have a YouTube video coming sooner rather than later. But we thought, Brage and I, since we're going together, we will take the deck for a spin, a last hurrah in Copenhagen, and just roll the dice and hope we draw a perfect hand, because that's the only way you can win with this deck.
What has your week been like, Adam?
Solid. I've done a little bit coaching, and we've done some online drafts as well. I got 0-3'd. Also. Bo-Katan is not great, and I did lose all my 3 games 2-1. So that's about it, SWU-wise. A very strong performance. Looking forward to Sunday's potential cast.
Yeah, because you're joining me for that cast, most of it at least.
Yes, most of it, yeah. I have some other obligations first, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Me, I haven't really been preparing that much, except I've actually started to play with the new cards for real this week, and I'm finding some of the new deck builds that I'm trying out to be very much fun and quite strong. So maybe a little bit of power creep here, but that's to be expected, I guess. Eventually, it has to happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into the news of the hour. The stream that was yesterday from recording this, so it was this Wednesday.
Yes,
and this, of course, the episode drops on Friday. So yeah, what did you think about the stream? What were your big takeaways? Who wants to go first?
I can go first because I've just been getting information secondhand, really. I was busy, so I haven't been seeing it, but I've been following a bit some discussion in Discord and talking to you guys. So I'll let you take it away, Adam.
All right, yeah. So it is two-parted in a way that they are changing the structure of tournaments. They are adding another type of tournament and doing some changes. And then they are also changing up the qualification point system for next year's top 32 spot hunting for Galactics. They are also actually one thing that I did not know we had that was announced, like how they are going to prize top 8, top 4, top like finalists and champions in the big tournaments. It's basically the top 8 card is like one character, and the top 4 one is another one, and the final. So you get like that makes them more unique as well. So even the top 8 card, there is only like 8 versions, and it's only that top 8 card. You can't get it in finalist mode or anything. So I think that is very smart to increase the value of the things you get.
Wouldn't all the people in top 8 get the top 8 card?
Yeah, so the winner also has it, but you don't get you don't get like, let's say Han Solo, which
Mm.
is the top 8 card. You're not getting him as a champion card.
No, yeah, no, yeah.
You get him as a top 8, and then you get Vader as a champion card. That's how I think it works, and
Yeah,
that
me too.
makes it. Then it's just only 8 of the Han Solos instead of
Mhm.
like 8,
Yeah, yeah,
12, 13, 14, and the champion being the funniest part, and the top eight's like, so I think that's pretty cool, and different playmats as well. For
yeah. The
uh,
way they announced it, I might have got this completely wrong, but it sounded to me like they've already tried that out at some
yeah,
tournament.
I have no idea where.
No, because that's what it sounded like, right?
Yeah, it sounded like that, but I have no idea where.
Yeah,
But I think it's cool. I don't know
yeah.
where it started, but it's cool, and I think that increases the value of these cards that are supposed
Hmm.
to be the main prize support at these events.
Yeah,
Um, but circling back uh, to the changes, uh, one big change is that region, like they addressed that regionals and sectors, people didn't really get the difference.
Mhm.
In a way, it makes sense because like the amount of players differs from a sector to a regional wasn't that big, but the points gains from Galactics
yeah.
was quite different. Um,
Yeah.
I, however, think the tournaments were pretty different because regionals were more amazing because you had two tournaments
Hmm.
and the sectors only had one main. Uh,
Yeah.
Now they are doing two basically in all sectors,
Yeah,
and then the regionals is still the old version, but it's just going to be one a year. It's basically going to be like you can say the regionals you could call it European Championship,
yeah, yeah. That's
more
what
or
it
less.
sounded like to me
Yeah,
as well. It feels like it used to be that sectors were basically regionals that sold out very quickly, whereas regionals just didn't sell out, and they didn't really address the number of players that could the number of tickets they were going to sell for the sectors. Do we have any idea if they're going
I
to
assume
increase?
I assume they have the same. They only addressed that the day two tournament,
Mm,
like we can say, there's also going to come a new tournament format. I like it,
yeah,
and that isn't PQ, and isn't. It's going to be portioned out like some places where it's needed on different
Yeah.
stuff.
They call it open, right?
Yeah, they
yeah,
call it open. Yeah, true.
and,
And
and
those are going to be at every sectors, and
exactly,
those will be capped at 128.
yeah.
So I'm assuming sectors are still capped at 512, but they could increase it because there is basically no more regionals in. Yeah,
There's no real competition for them not to have it be dubbed twice as big, you know?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but who knows? And I think like the open format, I think the way they said it, it sounded like they just most of the sectors and regionals have had these anyway, but they call them the cup, the sector cup, or
They're
the
yeah,
regional
Premier
cup.
Cup and stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
and those, but those are not competitive events in that sense.
right.
Some of them just 3 rounds. Now
Yeah,
this is going to be a real event, and it will also
give points.
give points to Galactics, so it will be for
Yeah.
real, and it will be a different event from the main event.
Yeah,
So it's going to be like a mini version of what regionals was.
mhm,
Um, and
that's
of
how I
course,
got it.
yeah, there is actually going to be two regionals because there's going to be a regionals after Galactics. The day two of Galactics, people who don't make it can enter a regional at Galactics.
But that's
Oh.
still called the Galactics Open or something like
It
that.
could be that, but it's the
Yeah,
same
Yeah.
it's
point.
Galactic
basically
Open.
Yeah,
that thing.
it's
Yeah,
a point structure for the regional, so it's going to be even for people to from US
True.
and Europe
But
to
mhm.
what
gather
are you
points.
using those points for?
Getting top
Next
32
the
to
next
next year's
Galactics.
Vegas.
Okay, so your performance at a Galactic Championship will qualify you for next year's?
Yes, both Galactic and the Galactic Open, because Galactic Open is after you've been knocked out from the.
Yeah.
And last year that the Galactic Open was still like the
Yes, it was.
first regional of the season
I think it
0.
was a sector, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay. Maybe. But it was basically the first
Yeah.
big tournament of season 1.
Yes.
Mm.
Whereas I don't think the Galactic Championship in of itself gave any
Yes, it did.
points at
Yes,
all.
it
It
did.
did?
Yeah,
Oh, it
but
did.
only for like top 16, and
Mm.
now it's gonna be a lot more.
Like the
Yeah, it
same
says
structure.
100 points for day two.
Yeah,
Yeah. and they've
So then
kind of
you're
been,
already qualified for next year.
Yes.
yeah, if you make day 2 you can come next year as well. And I
Yeah.
think they regionals have points for day 2 as well, right?
Yeah. Both
Yes.
regionals and sectors have that now.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, so, like, they have increased the amount of points you get from sectors and regional and galactics, because those were quite low in comparison to PQs,
Hmm.
and PQs that could be very low attendance in comparison as well.
Some
And
of them for sure.
they also dribble down. So, like, even for like just making day 2 you get points, that was not for sure now. And PQs, you're capped at 500 points. You cannot
Meaning that
like
you can essentially
farm
just get
PQs.
points for yeah, yeah, exactly. You can't farm it. You can
No.
only win 5 of them, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Or gather 500 total from PQs. That
Hmm.
is
Okay.
like maximum. And then you have to add on with these major tournaments, which is,
Or open events.
or opens,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Uh, so I think that is kind of cool. For it makes evens the playing field a little bit for
yeah.
those who doesn't live in Central Europe and can do 20 PQs easily
Or
as
East Coast
season.
of US.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
like,
that's a good
when
thing.
they have capped their number now, to be fair, not that
Mm.
many scored 500 points from PQs
No,
anyway. uh, but it's still like good to know that when you've reached that, it's kind of over.
I mean,
yeah,
if you lived in Adam, Germany, if
Yeah.
you lived in Germany, Adam,
Yeah.
you would have had like thousands. So
Yeah, I would probably have reached the 500s if I lived in Central Germany. Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. Um, so I think it's a good change. And one more thing is that the PQs scales as well. So if you have a larger PQ, it ripples down more points down. So I
Hmm.
think that's cool as well. Like,
Yeah, they put like a minimum player count for the PQs. So winning a PQ will only give you points if there are at least 9 players.
yeah,
If there's 9 or
yeah,
more players, the champion, the finalist, and the top 4 will get points. But enabled as soon as you go over 33 players,
yeah, then top eight.
33 or more, then top 8 get points. And if there's 65 plus, all of top 16 gets points.
Yep,
So that's also a good change. I think this is a fair way to do it.
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
It's not like you get a huge amount of points, but it's something.
No. Yeah.
It's something.
Like it rewards a little bit, and like the smaller ones. I think the problem was always though that you get 100 points for winning, but like if it's less than 9, at least it's just not counted, which is good.
No, yeah,
Um, and then the open events are giving, because they are
150.
128 capped. They have 150, 175, 50, 25
Hmm.
down. So it's slightly more like beneficial than a qualifier, and it's also not capped. So those you can travel for and just grind points if you want to.
Yeah,
And the opens, I don't know if you mentioned that, but the opens are a kind of event type that can be granted to a lot of different kinds of tournaments.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's not just the opens at the sectors. It's
No.
also big events like the UK Game Expo or the Gen Con
Yeah.
events. They probably already have that confirmed. But
Or like
even
Marvel
like
Game Week.
yeah, or the
Cantina
Cantina
Brawl.
Brawl,
Yeah.
yeah, could apply for the open status and be able to hand out points because those events are good and they're big.
But
So
it
why not?
seems like you need probably to have at least 64 players, or did they say anything?
I don't
Because it
know.
says in the article that each open event can seat roughly 64 to 128 players,
Yeah, I think
depending on the format.
maybe you have to know that you can fit in that much people, but I don't think you can guarantee that number of attendance. I'm not sure. Uh,
Yeah.
but maybe they feel, if FFG says, no, I don't think it's reasonable to think that you get 64, then you're not getting an open. Could be
Exactly.
something
I,
like
I
that.
think it's rather that way around. I don't think you have to
Yeah.
guarantee anything,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but I
That's
don't
what I
think you
meant.
get to your event if you can't show that it's reasonable to think that it's going to
Yeah,
be 65 plus, you might not get the open
yeah.
status.
But I think it's really good for. I hope it's good for us in the Nordics, because then
Yeah.
now stores can actually, even though we don't get that many PQs, stores that are very invested could like try to muster, like try to apply for an open,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or events like Malmö Game
and
Week or
yeah,
any
it's
other cool week.
really good for every like community driven
Yeah,
event and tournament, right?
yeah. Lincoln could
Yeah. Yeah.
try to do something, or GothCon, because those have been
Mm.
very uninteresting to go to as a Star Wars player, because
They use nothing.
yeah, they are just nothing. And like Malmö Game Week is kind of carried about like buy donated stuff
Yeah.
uh, to make it huge, and support from FFG, which not everyone can get. So
No.
Yeah,
But
and with the PQ point cap, like
yeah,
these open events is probably going to attract a lot of competitive players that want the possibility to get more points.
yes,
that's what I think as well. Like even an event like the Cantina Brawl has the opportunity to grow with this sort of
hmm
thing,
for sure.
because it's already so good.
Yeah,
If they can just get this on top of that, they probably could easily get to 65 plus. Maybe not 3 times a year, but
no, yeah,
for sure once a year.
yeah.
That's how I feel about it. So I'm really stoked about this. This is probably the best news in the cast, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am like torn with the regional sector ones, because it's great that the sectors are improved, because I think
Hmm.
it's really good that they have a day two tournament, because that's what's the best thing with regionals, that you, even if day one didn't go well, you will get the day two tournament. But on the other hand, the regionals were so amazing, so not getting as much of those and just one date that might not fit your life,
Yeah.
yeah.
that is a little bit sad. um,
But we didn't get a date, right?
no, because it's probably going to be around.
November. They was the they it slipped. Yeah, Jack's
Okay, yeah.
tongue. He was
And they
very
have not
careful not
announced
to
the
say.
name of the
Yeah.
set when
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
So
He was trying to be coy about it, and then he
yeah,
just once when he talked about it, he just said, "So it's in November." Winter, and
yeah,
he kept
Oh,
referring to
okay.
it as winter. So I think he wasn't supposed to say November, but
yeah.
Yeah,
he
Might not be
did.
completely confirmed. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
but what is confirmed is the upcoming sectors, at least.
Yeah.
It is. I can say the dates. We're gonna get it in Berlin, Germany, August 15 to 16, which will be premier main event, and then the open will be eternal. Then it's
Interesting.
Indianapolis in, yeah, in USA. Premiere and Eternal, August 22, 23. Then we have Fort Worth, Texas, I think it is.
Yep. Yep.
Then it's Limited Premiere. And then we have Italy, that has, of course, because it's Europe and Italy, we don't have a confirmed date yet. We are waiting for those things always long. Limited slash Premiere. So limited main and Premiere side.
Yep.
Um, Hopefully we'll get a date there soon. It's gonna probably be later in September or in October, I would assume, um,
Yeah.
by the looks of those.
So we did get dates for our PQs.
Yes,
And
sadly.
well, let's not. Yeah, we're not too happy about it among the two of us, at least Adam and me. But let's not dwell too long with it. Just
yeah.
we know the dates now, so we're going to have 8th of August, I think, in Sweden.
Yes, Umeå. Umeå
Umeå.
gets it in Sweden. A little bit off. Like, anyone have heard us complain about Horsens and Ikast, uh, they would be fair to assume that we should complain about Umeå, because
And
that is not easy to get to. I had a feeling it was gonna get to Umeå.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
me too. I kind of knew they were applying, and they have
yeah,
a good community, so I kind of expected them to
I
get it.
I dislike Swedish stores that don't apply, because
Yeah.
like some stores are actually just like, FFG knows we want it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So they can just say, I was like, just apply, apply, apply. We might get more, and you might get it again sooner.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
please do apply.
the reason I don't like the Umeå one is because it's August of 8th, and that's very, very egoistic and selfish. It's not a bad date, because
No.
most Swedes are not going to Galactics anyway. It's in the summer, so then you could actually do a little bit of a trip.
Yeah.
It's probably not hurting you as much as if it was in middle of the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since I'm getting a kid, probably like 2 weeks before, it's going to be very rough to get there. And same with Berlin, that is 3 weeks after. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do everything to make an early kickoff with the baby, so it gets out like 10 days earlier. Gonna take my wife on
You're
walks.
gonna be like,
Uh,
wife,
Yeah.
let's do jumping jacks.
yes, we're gonna do some exercise, go a lot of walks, lift heavy things, because then the chances increase.
So then the 22nd of August, we have Tallinn, which is, I guess, kind of the Nordics. It's just outside of what's normally referred to as the
Oh,
Nordics,
Yeah.
but
has
the
Tallinn got
Baltic.
one?
Yep, they got one. August 22. And then after that, we have a double one on the Sunday of the
Yeah.
13th of September. Both Tampere, Tammerfors in Swedish, and again, Porsgrunn in
Yeah.
Norway
Yeah.
gets down in the
Eternal.
uh, there's an Eternal in Porsgrunn, which is quite interesting, and
Yeah.
Tampere is getting a premiere. And then the last Scandinavian PQ will be September 19th, the weekend after in Copenhagen again, this time in the Ljungby Faro Cigar. So I guess that's kind of a little bit outside of the city center.
Hmm.
And it's going to be a limited PQ this
Cool.
time. So those are the Nordic PQs for those interested. For me personally, I think the Estonian one is probably the easiest to get to.
Yeah,
But
I think like the Estonia one looked a little bit fun to try to get to. August
yeah,
22nd
yeah,
could maybe work.
yeah, and like Estonia is probably the closest distance wise for me,
Is
and
it
the
closer
easier.
than the Finnish one?
Yeah, Tammerfors is a bit inside the country,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit harder with ferries and stuff. So it's actually a harder trip for me
Yeah.
than probably what Tallinn's going to be.
Me and Jonah is gonna have to practice some Eternal for Porsgrunn.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm
that
I'm a bit scared if it's gonna be a Django fest, but I think like I know the Porsche community, they're not gonna do that. They're
Yeah.
gonna play all their favorite stuff and just have fun with all the cards available. So let's
So
see how many travelers
let
come
me
to.
let's be honest. There's not a lot of Norwegian players that is going to go for a Django Fest.
Yeah.
You guys are very much a community of of jank decks.
to be fair, I thought so when I went to Porsgrunn last time that it's no Bobas left, and it's like I got the two.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no, but I think that's gonna like that one is one of the more accessible ones. Maybe I'm not super hyped for Eternal at the moment, but maybe now when I know it's a PQ and
Yeah.
now it's like
Oh, I'm gonna go. If I go to Porsgrunn,
yeah,
I'm bringing back my Gar Saxon, and I'm gonna do
yeah,
a
that one is pretty
ton of
good.
those advantage things and just go nuts with the new cards.
Yeah.
Advantage tokens on Axe Wolves.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be super silly.
Yeah, might be Garisiel. Or if I can find a good build for doing some DJ stuff.
I mean, actually, Eternal is super easy because you know Alan will play Obi-Wan, you
Yeah,
know Costas will play Palpatine, and
yeah,
you know Jonathan will play Cad Bane.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm saying it Han Yellow.
Let's
DJ
go.
time.
I think Han Yellow could be really nice.
And you know Adam is gonna be playing Han Yellow.
Yeah, after trying to play 2 Eternal events down in Prague with Boba 1 and losing 1-2 and 2 win
Oof.
2-1, that was like, oh
Ugh.
no.
Nope, nope.
To be fair, I think you can build a pretty nasty control deck if you go Eternal.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
good at it, the
yeah.
deck building. I am probably not doing that.
Yeah, just triple DJ me instead.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. All right, you guys. I think that's it for the PQ talk because we can do a whole
Yeah.
episode about
Did we
PQs
mention the
probably.
Copenhagen one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Or,
did.
yeah,
I
we
did.
did.
It's a limited one.
Yes.
Now, there was one more significant change, I think, that we haven't touched on, and they actually changed up the limited format at the biggest tournaments because
Yeah.
there's going to be limited on both Galactics from now on,
Yes.
and obviously on the regionals as well. And then some of the sectors are going to
Yeah.
be limited sectors. So, what's the change here?
The change is that to increase like the deck building skill and variance, you're actually getting 8 packs instead of 6.
Wow.
So you kind of get less screwed by your card pool, and get some more options, I guess. More leaders as well. Like, this is both good and bad. Like, in these unbalanced ones, now you will have a like, if this was the
Everywhere.
Leia meta, you would see even more
Everywhere.
Leia. You would see more Vel. But on the other hand, there are also been like a lot of times you just look at your card pool and you can do anything else than one choice.
Right. Right.
And that is also not cool. So I think that's smart. I think it's smarter than to do 8, as long as they do like this set we are in now. I think they don't have the exactly same Omega powered leaders
No.
Yeah.
for limited. So when that happens, I think it's very good to have more diversity of cards to choose from. And maybe you get less screwed by not getting that big bomb that the other one got, because now it's likelier that we all get one big bomb.
Just to clarify, this is only for the sectors and the regionals.
Yeah, not
If you have a
PQ.
if you have a limited PQ, it's still going to be 6 packs,
Yeah.
and the pre-release kits are still going to be 6 packs plus the 2 leaders, the showcase leaders from the showcase deck.
Showcases now. Wow.
Yeah, no, the
Ooh.
showcase decks.
If you buy
Aren't they,
pre-release boxes, you get 2
Spotlight.
showcases.
aren't they called showcase decks?
Spotlight decks.
Spotlight decks.
Spotlight decks. Sorry, spotlight
Yeah.
decks. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what you're getting in the pre-release still. But that brings us on to our next topic. What, how have we been feeling about limited overall in as a format lately for this season 1?
I love Limited to get familiar with the new set. I think it's a great way, probably the best way to spend money in this hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Just like go to limited events to get cards of a new set. You get this exciting feeling of opening new cards, and maybe look for some chase cards for collection, and you get to have a fun, unique event. I have only attended one competitive limited event. That was in Prague. So don't have that much experience from it. I realized there that, okay, I need to practice this. Like, it's so different. You need to actually think about matchups and all the leaders and how it's way more depth to it than I'm used to playing limited. I just like, okay, these cards look good, and then I just play it.
And that won't cut it in competitive.
No, it won't.
So how are you feeling about what limited has shaked out to be in season 1, Adam?
I think drafts are generally really fun in SWU. If we like, sometimes you get a little bit screwed by the leader pools, like because you're only opening 3, like
Mm-hmm.
quote only, and if the person that is sending you leaders have a very weird mess,
Mm-hmm.
you might have lost the draft. Like, if you open bad and he opened a weird mess, you are gonna get some sad ass draft like that. But if that doesn't happen, then the drafting experience is really fun, and I think they are actually printing good cards in every set too, like that are good draft cards, like these turn 1 plays, some of these 1 drops that are 3/1, so you can go like super aggro, or you can like go a little bit more controlly. So I think drafts is really good. I think pre-release, like, well, pre-release is kind of pre-release. The sealed is kind of as good as it gets, like for
Yeah.
opening random packs and you don't have any control over it.
Yeah.
I think it's smart that they've upped it to 8 in bigger events to limit the randomness.
Mm.
I think I would prefer to do more drafting than sealed, like running 8 rounds with my lucky 6 or 8 packs. Is a little bit like tiresome, I would say, especially if you open bad. But as limited goes, I think that like it can't get, like, I think we have a good game for it, and they usually try to put good on commons. I think they need to focus more, like, for example, upgrades should probably be rares in
Yeah.
most cases, because they swing limited so hard.
Yeah.
um
I
so
was about to talk about mastery and
yeah.
like if they don't have answers to an upgrade, then that can be dangerous, and especially if you open 8 packs, somebody's gonna have 4 masteries in their deck.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so that's like if they do upgrades more, like that's a rare slot, then yes, the one who gets it is going to have a nasty deck, but it's going to be a lot fewer.
mm,
Um, Compared to now, I felt in Prague, oh, you didn't open a mastery. Now it's going to be hard for you to go 6-2. Um,
yeah,
but I think in general, I like limited in SWU in general, and I kind of agree with Jonah that it's like the best way of spending money in SWU because you get a fun experience for most of the times, and you get cards, and I think it's funnier to do a draft or a sealed than just ripping boosters. Even though you kind of need to do that as well if you want to build a collection, but like if you have a community, if I had like lived in a big city that had like 3-4 stores, and then maybe in the beginning they drafted like 3 times a week, I would just do that and not buy boxes from start. Just go for the first couple of weeks, do drafts pre-release, and then have my collection.
yeah,
um,
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think that limited works best as a casual format. Sorry, not limited. Sorry,
Sealed.
sealed works best as a casual format for pre-releases and stuff. I think it's a compromise you kind of have to do at these bigger events because it takes a lot of effort from the judging staff and from a lot of things to get drafts to be um, to run in a way where they are cheating isn't a problem.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good kind of compromise to do it this way for most events.
Yeah.
I understand why it is this way. With the availability of judges and everything, I think that's how you have to go. But it's to me, it doesn't really fit as a competitive format.
I
I get tired of playing best of threes with a sealed deck.
Yeah.
I'd rather just play best of ones and have fun with that.
I agree in a sense, especially before. I feel like it's a randomness one. But then when I looked at the top cut in Prague, it's like all the best players could not have gotten the luckiest decks.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I,
Um,
my
but yeah,
You misunderstood my complaint. My complaint wasn't that it's too much luck. My complaint is that it's
boring.
not that fun to
Yes,
play best of threes with with these kinds of
I would
decks.
I would kind of disagree. I think sealed is amazingly fun to play best of threes if you have a good deck. It's just when you don't have that good deck that you feel like, why am I playing these crap cards when I have my premier deck made that I can play exactly what I want? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really love playing sealed when I can see like your deck is trash. This is free. I know I have this legendary that you have no idea. Like you don't expect me to drop a liberty on you. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
um but I agree. Like I felt it was very tiresome to play like in Bilbao doing 9 rounds of sealed. Like
Yeah.
I wish it was a better compromise, but it's just not. I think.
Let
That's
me
how it
ask
is.
you guys a question then.
Mhm.
So we can't do drafts for many rounds because it's so difficult. But we can do it for like day 2, like
And
we
they're
saw in Prague.
trying to do that, right?
Yeah.
So how about combining? Is that something you would like having constructed for Swiss and then drafts for day 2 and Top Cut?
I hate that.
Yes, I kind of hate that too, but for probably yeah, it's for me it would be fun, but I don't think it's a good format. That's exactly what Fab is doing.
Yeah,
So for their biggest tournaments, you play a number of rounds of Swiss with your premier, sorry, the constructed decks.
yeah,
Then in the middle of that, you do a couple of rounds of draft, and then you go back to premier.
That
Or
is more okay. Like I think what Jonas said, like you finished on the draft, right? So you qualified with
yeah.
Premier and then ended with draft.
okay,
And then I feel
which
like you're competing, you're getting yourself to the draft by being good at a different kind of game.
Yeah, but you just kind of said that you don't really like the Swiss rounds of sealed,
Yeah.
but you enjoy Swiss rounds of constructed or premier.
Yes. But if I'm playing a constructed tournament, that's what I want to be rewarded for. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
um,
saying it's
yeah,
we're replacing Premiere. It's
but
just if you have 2 days, one
yeah,
is strictly Premiere and one is limited. Would you prefer the Swiss rounds to be Premiere or would you like sealed?
I would probably
Oh,
I
oh.
prefer sealed because I don't think it's the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Draft
exactly.
and premiere.
I agree. I don't think it's the same game, and I think people that are good at one of them don't necessarily have to be good at the other,
Yeah.
and more importantly, people that enjoy one of them don't necessarily have to enjoy the other
Yeah,
Yeah.
as much.
not everyone enjoys drafts.
No, and the other way around. A
Yeah,
lot of people
Yeah.
love drafting and aren't that thrilled
yeah,
about
yeah,
constructed.
Or yeah, I think for me the biggest argument is for people who just want to play limited. They don't want to
Hmm.
play with all the different sets. They just want to play this set.
yeah,
Right,
So
right.
like even though they maybe don't enjoy Seal that much, they would still prefer that to having to have
yeah.
a competitive meta deck and all of that
Exactly.
jazz.
I think
Exactly.
I think the best compromise you could do on that is probably to have the day ones having a start of sealed into a cut already on day one that goes for drafts.
Hmm.
So that it would decrease the longevity of how much you can play in the event as like the one doing bad. But just in the sealed part, I feel like most people are not that excited to keep playing their sealed deck when they are 1-3,
Yeah. Yeah.
because then that is not that fun of an experience. I think just in sealed it could actually work
Mm,
to do that. I think
good
in
point.
Premiere maybe some people like I like my deck. Like for example,
Yeah,
I really like my Krennic deck, and I think it can do 4-4 or 5-3.
exactly.
So you
Yeah,
want to keep playing for that.
yeah,
Uh, which in sealed, when I look at my decks, like
Yeah.
maybe this could get me to a 2 and 6, but I'm not interested in this.
No.
yeah,
No.
So I think that's like one I think could work, but I understand that it's like a little bit of a structural difference. And um, yeah, I think it helps now that if it's a sector limited, if you get that shitty thing, you have the potential to play another event the day after. Uh, I am a little bit worried about those if we go back to the events that they are going to be super sold out
Yeah. There's a risk.
because they are capped to 128.
So, talking about moving to another format,
Yeah.
we have more formats, and a new format that just entered play is the Eternal format. And I don't think any of us have actually tried it competitively, right?
Well, in
You have?
Prague,
Oh, you got to
like
do
I
it.
played the small cups in Prague
Oh,
twice.
okay. The cup. How do you
It,
feel that it stacks up as a competitive format or as a casual format? What do you feel about it?
I felt that like the Eternal sucked when I played it. Like I faced so many control decks, and they had all the control cards. Like it was not. Oh, here comes three laser blast. It was three super laser blast and three singular actor reactions. Like I cannot even name call them or like played
yeah,
Basine, and I was like, oh, it is two of them, and then you have like four left in the deck. That was
Yeah.
I think there is a fun part of it as like you can make it fun. I think if I had like spent more time into building a deck that worked a bit more, or maybe looked at what to expect, it could be fun. I think it's probably a very good casual format. It's very good, and it's
yeah.
probably a solid like competitive as well. But my fear is with like that such a big card pool, you're going to end up with just omega broken decks. That's what's going to be the good stuff in Eternal.
But
Like
isn't that the point, though?
yeah, and I personally like it if it's just the one or
Mm.
something that we can play the mirrors or something. I don't know. But right now we don't have an Eternal meta, so nobody really knows what's good. So you're sitting there and like
Yeah.
guessing,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is fun for most. So at the moment now it's casual, but like they are introducing Eternal a little bit higher on the ladders. So
Mm.
maybe it becomes like a meta soon and
Who
not
knows?
just random
Yeah,
stuff.
I think
yeah,
as long as there is a super broken control deck,
Yeah.
super broken aggro deck, and a super broken mid range deck, so we have still this
Yeah.
rock paper scissors kind of vibe, then it
yeah,
works.
Yes.
yeah,
But that we'll see.
Yeah.
yeah. We'll see. I mean, I my best friends in deck card games, deck building games like this, has always been Jacob and Jacob. And the big complaint from especially Jacob here in Uppsala, Jacob Wolleman, is always that the card pool is so small. Like he was at his best when we were playing Game of Thrones back before the first rotation at the 1.0, where there was like, I don't know how many sets of cards, 8, 9, 10 sets of cards had been released, and boxes and everything. That's when he built like the most broken stuff, and he really excels at that. And there's a part of me that loves deck building when you can fish for these broken combos. Like we were talking about running to Porsgrund. Like obviously I'm looking at things that click with the decks I already love and try to make them more broken. I don't know that I enjoy playing it as much as I will enjoy trying to build for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the opposite to Jacob. I want as small card pool as possible. I think the games are most fun like in 1 to 2 sets. Now I'm enjoying 4 sets every time. It's like every set then it becomes so much more mess to look around. Like, it's so exhausting to remember every card when it's like 6 sets. Like, oh no, that card, I forgot about that one. It's not in my brain space anymore. Like it always goes from like set 1, I know every single card, even the shitty ones, and then set 2, almost every card, and set 3, only the relevant, and then 4, which are the broken ones?
Thorg, tell me.
So yeah, but I can see why people would like the Eternal ones like format, because you can do like some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just then
And
I
we can
want to
play
copy
Anakin
it.
again.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and get screwed.
Yep.
So Eternal was the latest of the non-rotating formats that was introduced. We already had 2 formats that were non-rotating formats, and let's go in reverse order of release, I guess, and look. What do you think about Trilogy? When they released that, announced it, I thought that was going to be their Eternal format, kind of, but
Yeah, me too.
hasn't really kicked off that well. Uh, what are your feelings about Trilogy, and what do you think might be the reasons why it's not more popular than what it is?
It's just so much work.
I
like building an Eternal deck, you have to look at everything, and as Adam said, you need to figure out what to play, and then you need to build 2 more.
I personally think they should have made it the Eternal one, because I think it's a superior format. Because then you actually need, then you can't just have one OP deck, and then you could actually go with a lineup that counters the OP deck. But I do think it needed to be the Eternal format for it to actually have a chance to be around, because otherwise it's actually just too much work for a casual format, like building. I, and then you need to borrow cards from another deck there and here, and like you're definitely going to use some active cards as well into your Eternal deck. So if you don't run 6 copies of something, then it's going to be a little bit harder. So I think the format is really cool, especially for the guys who play Eternal. Probably don't have the problem with it's expensive to have the 3 decks. So I think the main issue why it's not clicking is because it's not actually the main thing for Eternal. And I think Eternal would be more spicy and a little bit more different than the Premier experience if you actually had to come with 3 decks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's just
I
what I think it might be.
No, but I 100% agree with that take. That's my take as well. I think they should have made it the Eternal format, because I don't see any downside to it compared to the Eternal format as it is. And sure, you might have to introduce ban lists for it eventually, but it will be much less of a problem if you, because you can always you remove one of your opponent's decks. You sort of veto one of the decks. I believe that's how it goes, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
You veto one, and then you play a best of three where you need to win the both of your decks.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So you can
So
go with a strategy to either counter one that can't win, or
mhm.
you also strategic depth, or then you just I'm just banning that one. I just don't want to face it, and then we face it, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think it's just superior in every
Yeah.
way. And like you said, if you're interested in these kinds of formats, you probably already have most of the
Yeah.
old cards. So getting the cards for it isn't going to be an issue. And you can only have 3 copies of a card over the 3 decks anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to 9 of any broken card or anything.
Yeah.
So I just
And the
I
reason why I know it's superior is because all the digital card games are actually doing exactly that
yeah,
as their tournament format.
yeah,
Uh, I understand why you can't do it in Premiere. I
yeah.
totally do.
Sure, sure.
But it's so
But
much more fun to do that strategy thing, like
Mm.
going with a lineup.
but
Uh,
Right,
yeah,
right.
I I disagree. Like superior in every way. Obviously not. Like you have to build 3 decks, and it's way more try hard. Like for new players who just want to play in an internal format. Like it's not like Eternal is supposed to be only for the collectors who own every card of the game.
yes, it is.
No, of course you
No.
have a
No,
point. You do
yeah,
have a point.
Yeah.
I'm
So it's
just
like
saying.
it's more complicated.
Yeah,
So
Mm.
I understand why there is an alternative, but I mean, we're not sure we're not gonna see a trilogy in a sector. Could happen, right?
Right now, no, because it's not a competitive format. They
Okay,
have
yeah,
to
okay,
they have to make it a competitive format
okay.
first. Uh, but you already do see it inside events and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
think what one of the main reasons is that it would feel like a little bit more different. Like for example,
Mm.
limited feels very different to comes like to Premiere.
Mhm.
Eternal does just feel like Premiere, but with different things. If you would do it like trilogy wise, it would actually be like, oh, now I'm competing in a different way. Like
yeah,
Mhm.
that,
yeah,
I think that would be an appeal for many.
yeah.
And Eternal has not hit that hard. Like it did not hit off the
No.
ground that hard.
No.
They kind of dodged it in that interview. Like when they talked about performance, they was like, "And Eternal, it's so new, so we're not talking about the numbers."
Yeah.
Kind of what they
Yeah.
said. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think you would like to talk about the numbers." It's like,
No.
um, but Eternal can grow. Like it might be that people like Jacob and stuff like wants it to be like 12 sets before it's gonna be interesting.
It's not. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And then we have the last bit of non-rotating format, which is Twin Suns.
Mhm.
And I've been very public with how much I love it. I think it's a very good format and so much fun, but it is doomed to be a casual format because I don't think it would be
Yes.
as fun if you tried to play competitively. That would
No.
sort of encourage things that might be problematic. Uh,
Yeah.
what do you think about Twin Suns?
I think it's great. It's so nice to have something different as a casual format. So it feels a bit refreshing. It's more welcoming, more social. You can have a new player playing along. Don't have to know any strategy at all. They can just play their cool cards and still have fun. It's kind of more like a board game experience
Yeah.
and a nice way to utilize your collection, utilize rotated cards, and yeah, just have fun with it.
I agree. The but basically all you said, like Twin Suns is fairly fun. It's competing more with the board game feeling because you actually need to gather a group of friends. Then it's up to you guys if you like board games more or Twin Suns more. Like that's a little bit how I see it. It cannot be competitive. I played a tournament with Game of Thrones in Melee competitive. It was shit. It is
No, no,
like
it
it.
was great.
No,
Stop,
no.
stop, stop.
Uh,
Melee was so great.
it was it was fun but shit for competitive
So good, so
because
good.
it's just like, oh, you three are friends, I wonder who you are gonna target in this tournament. It's like, is
Yeah.
it gonna be me? Probably. uh oh, we're gonna make deals, like, oh, you guys know each other, huh? Oh, and you're the world champion. Let's knock you out first. That's good for all of us.
Yeah.
I think like those games are not good for competitive, at least not with high prices. Like if it's like
Mm.
casual like competitive event, like then doesn't really matter. But it's I think that this is the most I think this is the most like keep players around format,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
maybe for a moment, like it's also an introductory thing, but that's pre-release and maybe like draft, I think is a good way. But here it's like, oh, I don't have the time to spend uh playing Premiere this set, but like, oh, I can do Twin Suns for a set. Like then you're not
Hmm.
completely out of the game. You come and play, and like, oh, now actually my work calendar work fixed up, and now I'm investing again. And then Twin Suns becomes this like link to when you're offline kind of
Hmm.
thing. Um, Basically, like all the Magic players that are still in contact with Magic because they played the
Commander.
Commander for 18 years and hoping that Premier is going to get back to what it was for 25 years ago. Uh,
Hmm.
but I think Twin Suns is a very healthy part of the game, and I hope it keeps growing in a way.
Mm.
Not at the expense of like Premier, but like uh, to keep players like bouncing between Premier and Twin Suns a little bit.
Yeah, I think it can be good for Premiere to have Twin Sons healthy. So I like that they are actually investing some in the format with the pre-con decks and stuff like that. I really like the format in every way actually.
Precons are really cool.
Mm.
My only complaint about Twin Suns is that it can feel a bit non-interactive sometimes. Sometimes you're just literally out of actions. You spent all your resources, and then suddenly somebody has the ace up their sleeve and they just win. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, game
Yeah.
over. But I also like the fact that the game ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
okay. Like, okay, you played it smart. You just win now, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best part with Twin Suns, that it ends when someone gets knocked out. That is the round when it
Yeah.
ends. Uh, Compared to other card games where you have to sit and wait for the next one. Twin Suns is actually a one game yet you can go next. Like, oh, we can do
Yeah.
3 or 4 Twin Suns because like someone is playing a rapid fire deck this time. Okay, it's fine because it's over at the same time for everyone.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's a very smart multiplayer design game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do, and I think it also, you don't have to have an OP deck. You can do a meme deck because
Yeah.
it balances itself out if it's a awesome group of
Mm,
players
mm, mhm.
that you can do. Like I love Kevin's in our community bling deck that is just only OP cards. There is nothing.
Yeah.
It's not good, but like
No.
you cannot just kill him
No.
because then the game's over. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just to round this discussion out, there are two completely unofficial formats that I want to bring up here and talk a little bit about. One of them is the team trilogy format, which I just
Yeah.
want to shout out because I'm so bummed out that I haven't really got to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There've been two major events in the US for it, and we have one event in Denmark for it. And
Yeah.
there've probably been some more, but that's a thing I would travel for. If I could get two buddies to build trilogy kind of decks with me and go to one of those events, that's just, I want to try that so bad. And
Mm.
then there's the weird cool stuff you guys do at Enigma. Please tell us a little bit about that format, Adam.
Yeah, let's finish with that one. We it is not me who has done this Baton and Sip. I think it's called Pack Wars. I think it came out because they win a lot and they get a lot of boosters, and like it's hard to sell, and sometimes it's just worth a way to have fun with them. That is not drafts; it just goes fast. So what you do is you get 2 boosters each. You open them, see the leaders. You choose one of the leaders and then one of the bases. Then you take the cards, pile of cards, you shuffle them, no mulligans, and then you draw. And then you just start playing the cost because you play with completely off aspect penalties, and then you don't know what's in the deck. So you just draw the next card, and it's just complete random. And then it's more or less Twin Suns rules, but you can play with multiple people. So if you play like 6 people, then uh, the people that sit next to you are considered your enemies, but the other guys are considered friendly. So any card that has a friendly interaction, you can use on anyone on the other side, and like opponent is the ones next to you. So that makes it a little bit weird, like cool dynamic and some completely OP stuff with certain cards. Like, oh, this is friendly.
But
Okay.
what's the end condition?
Basically, Twin Suns. You knock someone out, and but here I think we usually just knock like until someone has killed everyone.
Yeah,
That's
so
how we
yeah,
do.
it
Yeah.
would make sense
So
to
not
play to
Twin
the
Suns,
end.
but we're playing to the end. It was kind of felt like in a way like doing the Twin Suns because we were doing it just us three last time. But yeah, it's kind of a free for all, like a
Do you get
lighter
the health?
version.
Do you get the health boost to your base when you knock someone out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part is intact from Twin
Yeah, and
Suns.
we've introduced some cool stuff. If you get a rare base, you have to move your normal base to the rare base, stuff like that, which completely messed me up once.
Mm.
So a little bit like weird stuff like that, just to make it fun and like to not know what you have in the deck. So if the game went really fast, you can like, oh, we have not seen majority of the deck, then you just use the old
Keep
ones and
put
put them under and then go.
yeah, and keep going.
Mm.
And like in this last set, it was like really cool. Everyone is just doing a little bit close, and then someone sits with like 2 upgrades on hand, mastery plus this, and just boom. It's like, okay, cool. And then like you can do this like, oh, I have Luke. Can we do this? Stuff like that. So really cool format if you have packs over. And I think the best way to do it like is that if someone owns the pack, you just play it and he gets all the cards. So you don't have to do any pack value and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Even if you do drafts and stuff, and if you want to have good practice, just to use one person's box and he gets everything, or she.
nice. All right.
Yeah.
With that, I think we're going to wrap this up. It's been fun talking to you guys as always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last words, Jonah?
See you on the stream. Krennic will be back.
Yes, please.
Game
Let's
1,
go,
Jonah
Krennic.
Krennic versus Brage Krennic.
Oh no. I mean, as I said, playing now with the new cards just made this old version feel so bad. It's like, oh no, why do I have to play this Jack now?
You
But-
can't. Just pick Leia.
Any closing remarks from you, Adam?
No, not really. Like we have interesting times ahead of us, and check out Malmö Game Week.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
see you at an event close to you soon if you are a Nordic player.
Then I end this with the usual, may the force be with you.